Hello folks, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, presenting you with yet another wrestling review. And of course I'm joined by my cohort and faithful servant, Joe. Say hi, Joe. He missed being on camera. Sorry I haven't posted a video for TNA or SmackDown. I accidentally bit my tongue, if you can believe that, which caused my tongue to swell big in my mouth. So for a few days I couldn't talk or eat properly until the swelling died down. It's Sunday, of course, and it's time for the last pay-per-view of the year for WWE, TLC, which stands for Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. Well, let's get to it then. First match, opening match, is from SmackDown for the Intercontinental title. It's a triple threat ladder match between Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler, and Jack Swagger. Now, as far as ladder matches go, I'm not going to say it's bad, but there are certainly better ladder matches. It was short, much shorter than I thought it would be, and it really didn't give the guys time enough to really do all they wanted to do. I mean, Kofi did some pretty amazing things in the ring. Look it up and you'll see. It was a pretty good match, but it wasn't the best ladder match you'll ever see, but it was good. Vicky Guerrero actually walled her fat ass up the ladder, and they actually teased her actually going off the ladder. And even Swagger was teasing ramming her with the ladder, and she just ran scared out of the ring. So the end comes when Swagger and Kofi are both on a ladder and trying to take down the title. And they both succeed in pulling it down, but the title falls to the ground, and Ziggler, who was not on a ladder, just scuffled in the ring and picked it up, and I guess he won. I don't know. I mean, it's weird like that. The ending is, well, considering how much they built Dolph Ziggler up as a legitimate champion and how they brought more prestige back to the IC title, he could have done it without this cartoonish way. A lot of people say they like it. I got the bad taste in my mouth. So it was okay to finish opener. Next match. First time ever Tag Team Divas Tables match between Michelle McCool, and Layla, and the WWE Divas Champion Natalya and her partner, the returning Beth Phoenix. Now, normally I would say this was a piss break, but I gotta give it up to it. It was probably the best damn Divas match we've had all year. It was physical. It was brutal. I mean, they were taking some spots. They were doing all kinds of stuff that I never thought I'd see the Divas do. Kudos to Beth Phoenix. She took some hella hurtful bumps. I mean, at one point she was thrown out of the ring and she actually landed head first, and her back kind of contorted, and she got folded up like an old wallet, is what I'm saying. It was just painful to watch, and she still kept the match going. Cool kept it, well, very professional. They played to their strengths, and it was a pretty good match. Key point in it, Natalya was actually somehow able to do a double sharpshooter. I don't even know how the hell that worked, but it was awesome, and she had him in there for like a good 3-4 minutes. The end comes when Cool tries to double suplex Natalya off the top rope through a table specially customized with the caricatures of Cool made by Natalya and Beth. Now, it looks like Natalya's gonna go through, but she pushes them off and they fall on the table. The table doesn't break all the way. So the crowd's like, jump, 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 and she jumps, dives through, puts them through a table. Natalya and Beth Phoenix win. Like I said, best Divas match of the year. Probably the best of the decade. It doesn't get any better than this. It was less sticks with tits and more bitches with brawn, which I like. Kudos, ladies, you deserve it. Next match is between King Lobsterhead, Sheamus, versus the Sex, John Morrison. in a ladder match. Winner will become #1 contender for the WWE title. Now, before, these two haven't had pretty good matches, but this one of the best ladder matches you'll ever see. It was very, very brutal. Both of them did exactly what you would expect them to do. John Morrison did some amazing aerial work. There was a spot where he did like a cartwheel corkscrew launch over a ladder and onto Sheamus. And Sheamus was a fucking beast in this match. He just destroyed John Morrison's leg. I mean, if John is probably going to be sore for the rest of the year, which isn't going to be long since we're in December. And there was just some sick spots, and Sheamus really played up his brutality over it. He just really showed off what he could do. At one point, they're both fighting on a ladder towards the edge of the ring, and there's a ladder set up between the ring and the announce table, and they both fall, but Sheamus goes through the ladder. The ladder breaks, and that's a holy shit moment for you right there. Morrison gets in the ring, hops up on one leg because Sheamus did so much damage to his one leg, and Sheamus tries to push the ladder over, but John Morrison uses his good leg to push it back off, and lands a standing flash kick on him, or whatever you want to call it, to his face. He's out. He climbs the ladder, gets the contract. John Morrison's your new #1 contender. And I like this. It was a great ladder match. Shawn Michaels would be proud of this ladder match. Did you enjoy it, Joe? He was happy he was in Houston tonight. But yeah, there's another reason I'm happy about this, and I'll get to that in a few minutes with the next match. Well, not the next match. The next match is a WWE Tag Title match between Santino and Kozlov, the champions, against Gabriel and Slater from Nexus. Now, this was a piss break sort of match. It was good as a tag goes, but sadly, like I've said before in many videos, the tag team division in the WWE is dead. Those belts don't mean anything. They're worthless. It's just not worth seeing two teams just barely do anything to get to wrestle over. Anyway, the end comes, and when Santino tries to go for the Cobra. You go down to the fucking Cobra, you're a joke. Enough said. Anyway, he tries to go for the Cobra when McGillicuddy, aka Joe Perfect, runs interference and takes out his knee, and quickly swerves out of the ring. Ref sees this, calls DQ. Santino and Kozlov retain. The rest of Nexus are like, okay, what the fuck, and just stomps him down. Wade Barrett comes out, and he lays them both out with a steel chair, sending a message to John Cena about what to expect in their chairs match. So overall, all of this was just a way to bury the titles even further. So those things are worth less than aluminum foil belts that I used to make for my cousin when we used to wrestle together. Sucks. Alright. First world title match between The Miz and Randy Orton in a tables match. If you're not familiar with a tables match, you win by putting your opponent through a table, just like in the Divas match. It's a good match. You really couldn't tell that Randy Orton was injured. He is legitimately injured in his neck, and he'll have to go out for a while to get to kind of recuperate. So no one was expecting him to win the match. It was a good match. Nice ring psychology from Randy Orton. Several times, Alex Riley interfered, not directly, but just enough to keep Miz from losing. At one point, the ref takes a bump, and there's a table set up in the ring, and Randy's like, I'm sick and tired of this guy getting in my way. So he takes Riley, power bombs him through the table, which immediately causes the Miz to come up from behind him and gives him a skull-crushing finale. Then the Miz is like, he looks over at the ref, looks at the table, looks at the ref. Idea pops in his head. He moves Riley out from the remains of the table and puts Randy in the middle of the table. So when the ref comes to, he sees Randy on the remains of a table. He's like, it's over. He rings the bell. Miz retains. Or he would have retained if the ref hadn't seen on the Titantron the replay of what the Miz did. Miz realizes what, oh my god, they just replayed that right now. And the ref turns and the ref sees the ref. He's like, you little fucker. Restart the match. Get your ass in this ring. But it doesn't get to, as Randy comes out and jumps him and starts beating the ever loving piss out of the guy. He throws him back in the ring. Now at this point, A-Rye is still up. He just got up. As Randy's getting into the ring, Miz pushes A-Rye into Randy Orton, who falls through a carefully placed table on the floor. Randy Orton goes through a table, so the Miz retains. Overall, this was a good match. It was good enough to establish what kind of champion that the Miz is, and it works for his character. It was a very inventive way for him to retain his title in a tables match. I mean, no one really honestly believed that Miz was going to put Randy through a table. At least I didn't. And it was very good. And this comes back to my point from the ladder match that just happened. This sets up a very interesting world title match. We have The Miz as champion versus John Morrison as challenger. Now this is significant because for the first time in a long time, the world title will be contested between two people who are not any combination that has no involvement or any combination of the following superstars: Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton, John Cena, or Chris Jericho. Up until this point, every title match that has happened in the WWE has had at least one of these five men competing or being involved in it in some shape or form or fashion. But so this is the first time two young up-and-coming superstars, two of them who have never been two men who came up together, who were tag team champions together, have come up and now are butting heads for the biggest title in the industry. And I can't be more excited. No one thought this would happen. The Miz and John Morrison facing off for the title, most likely at the Rumble next month. I'm sold. I want to see that match, and I'm gonna be watching it with Joe here. Joe's happy about it, aren't you, Joe? He's happy. Next match is the Fatal 4-Way for the World Heavyweight title between Edge, Alberto Del Rio, Link, Rey Mysterio, and Kane. Now, this was a very out of control, chaotic, just high-paced match. What we expect from a TLC, especially with four competitors like this. Everyone did their own little spots. We saw amazing high-flying work from Rey Mysterio. We saw some great heel work by Alberto Del Rio and even his announcer Ricardo Rodriguez. We saw some the power game and the sadistic side of Kane, and of course we saw the veteran in the TLC matches, Edge, just eking everyone out, showing what he do, and he pulled off some pretty good spots. The end comes with Edge hitting Kane with a chair, getting him off the ladder, then spearing him out from the ring into a table. Edge climbs up. Edge is now a 10-time world champion. Not many wrestlers have ever made it to 10 times to reign over to become world champion a record 10 times. So Edge is actually one of the few people next to Triple H on track to beating the Nature Boy's record of 16 world title reigns. Just needs to win it 7 more times, and he's beaten it. But not if Triple H could get there first. Afterwards, there's some... Well, I don't want to get into that segment with Dashing Cody Rhodes. Not that I hate Dashing Cody Rhodes, I love him, but I really don't want to get into this extra stuff. The main event, surprisingly, is John Cena versus Wade Barrett in a tables match. Now, previously in the night, John Cena had taken out pretty much every member of Nexus with steel chairs. Husky took a headshot pretty bad, so we come to this final match. It was slow in the beginning with them playing cat and mouse with steel chairs. I don't know how you do that, but it was a good match. Had some pretty good spots with some chairs. Cena actually brought out a rolling recliner chair and actually rolled Barrett into some set up steel steps. The finish comes with Cena just beating the crap out of Barrett, and then decides, I want to put an exclamation point on this. So he goes outside the ring, gets 6 chairs, lines them up face to face, does an FU on the chairs, pins him 1, 2, 3. Cena wins. He officially destroyed Nexus. But as Wade Barrett is crawling away, Cena's like, I can fuck him up even more. So he's steadily beating him and beating him. Oh, and mind you that this match was being called by CM Punk. So Punk was just making this match even more better with him commentating. So he keeps beating on him until he gets under this like table stack thing or whatever and puts it on top of Barrett. And then there's some chairs hanging from the scaffolding by some string or rope or whatever, and he pulls them down, and a bunch of chairs collapse on top of Wade Barrett, effectively being completely obliterated by one man, Super Cena, who, despite having taken a bunch of chair shots and some pretty nasty spots, completely no-sells it. Super Saiyan Jesus Cena. That's who he is. But overall, I don't think this should have been the main event. The TLC match should have been the main event, but Cena's the face of the company, so whatever. Overall, one of the better pay-per-views of the year for WWE. It was a good way to end things off for the year and for the decade, and it sets things up nicely for the Royal Rumble, which begins the road to WrestleMania. That will be happening in a month. So it'll be a while before we see Morrison and Miz lock up for the belt. But normally I would end this off right here, but I have to say something, because last night I saw a little bit of perhaps one of the best wrestling shows of the year, if not the best. Ring of Honor Final Battle. Now I only saw I got to see 2 matches before my stream failed. The tag match between Sarah Del Rey and Serena. Yeah, that's Serena from CM Punk Straight Edge Society, and Daisy Hayes and Awesome Kong. That was a great women's match. And the match after that was between Eddie Edwards and my boy Sanjay Dutt, which was impromptu because the man Edwards was going to face, Kenny Omega, was out with injury, and the two of them just faced each other, and it was a great match. But overall, if you're watching this, I don't know how, but find some way to watch Final Battle 2010. If not for anything, for the last 2 matches, Roderick Strong and Davey Richards for the ROH World Title, and Career versus Mask, Steen versus Generico. I haven't seen those matches, but I have heard some epic things about both of them, especially Steen and Generico. That's the fucking feud of the year. And they had a great promo package. Look up Steen versus Generico. Look it up on YouTube right now, and you will say, oh my god, I'm watching Ring of Honor just to see this. Just look it up. It is a great feud. Best feud of the year. And ironically, it started at Final Battle last year, and it ended at Final Battle this year. So, if you're a wrestling fan, watch Ring of Honor. Watch Ring of Honor Final Battle 2010. It'll be worth the watch. So that's all I gotta say. I'll see you guys tomorrow at for Raw. And until then, this is shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, and Joe saying goodbye and laters.